Benedict Cumberbatch do this before. I try that myself. All right, this is something I did. I like to dedicate to Tara Shore. I don't know how many people recognize or remember Tara Shore. She's the writer of the film theater, and also she was the, I think she was the executive of the Santa Clarita office. She's still around. She was always loving these stories and wanted me to continue with them. It's a story kind of like from my life, but I kind of made it fiction-y, you know. Annie Mae, who is a 10-year-old little girl in the early 1950s, and her big brother Arliss, who is about 15 years old, and their exploits. They lived in Indiana and New York, and okay, let's just try this and see where we go. Arliss bought a diary for her, and she writes in her diary, and that's kind of what it is. And, okay. Dear Diary, today was a bit unsettling. It started off real fine. However, aside from a few black and blue marks, I will be okay. I often wonder, diary, why it's always me in the line of fire. Now today showed a great deal of promise. What was waking up on a more than delightful Saturday morn and realizing I don't have to suffer the slings and arrows of school. Not that I mind learning and all, it's just all the other nonsense that goes along with it. You know how kids get reflecting their upbringing by handing out judgments decreed by their ma and pa's as learned from them. Enough boring you with my philosophizing. Anyway, I was pleasantly awoke by the aroma of Saturday morning just brewed coffee, not that I ever got any, and the scent of corn muffins a-baking in the oven. I stretched lazily and opened my eyes, and there was Arliss watching me. Did I jump? What you want, Arliss? I says, fighting the urge to close my eyes and go back to sleep. Ma sent me to wake you up, says he. Well, mission accomplished, says I. He then started to leave and stopped in the doorway, not seeing me making any progress as to getting up. You better hurry up before I eat all the muffins, he says as he goes out the door. All I could do was keep myself from yawning, but I made it to my feet, pulled on some clothes, and went downstairs. All the while my stomach was a-rumbling and I was salivating in anticipation of them there muffins. Downstairs, Ma was busy putting plates on the kitchen table and setting up the utensil. I think she was a slave. Arliss was already at the table as usual. He was a human eating machine, worse than a shark he was. Pa was sitting reading his newspaper while Ma worked around him. What we going to do today? I wondered aloud. How about going ice skating, Arliss says. Why, you've never been ice skating in your life, says I, and he says that's why he wants to go. Then Ma announced she was planning to move the living room furniture around today and wash the rug. Pa lowered his paper and gave her a look. So did I, and so did all. I think ice skating sounded real good right about then, and so did Pa. Ma began to protest and deliberate her case for the sake of arguing, I guess. And Pa explained why he didn't plan on moving furniture today in no uncertain terms. With the battle lost, she went to the oven and took out the muffins and dug them out of her muffin tin with a knife. I think a little bit more, whatever. They did tend to stick to the bottom of it. Stuck or not, they were delicious. After breakfast, we all got dressed for the great outdoors, which at this time of the year was real cold, with the exception of Ma, that is. We could not persuade her from her cleaning and come with us, nor were we volunteering our services. We piled into the station wagon and we was off. I'm glad we had a blanket in the car to wrap about our legs because it was real chilly. Once at the ice skating rink, which was situated not too far away from us, we went in to get our skates. I was wondering if they made a skate large enough for all Arliss's big feet, as he was nigh unto 6 feet tall he was. And mighty surprised when I found out they did. Pa, still with his newspaper, told us to go along without him. He was going to set a spell and read his paper. At least it was warm in there. Boy, it sure felt weird walking on them skates across the rug to the outside. Besides, with my fuzzy earmuffs, gloves, scarf, and thick coat and pants, I could hardly move from the entrapment of all that material. Naturally, Arliss was ahead of me. He's always ahead of me all the time. Once outside, we had to get on the ice. There were plenty of people skating about. Lucky for me, there was a handrail that went all around the rink. I stuck to it like it was my best friend. Arlen stepped away from the rail and nearly fell on his head. That's how I think he was a little touched anyway. I started to laugh at him and let go of the rail and went sprawling on the ice myself. Getting up was a chore in itself. My skates wanted to go one way and my body wanted to go another. By the time I got up, Arlen had managed to get himself halfway around the rink by holding on to the rail. I decided to be brave and let go of the rail and began to imitate what everyone else was doing besides falling. Somehow I managed to get far away from the rail and was doing pretty well, if I don't say so. That was until I heard a scream that could only be good old Arlen. I looked up and the fear of God comes over me. Heading right towards me was Arlen, waving his arms and coming real fast from the other side of the rink. Only puzzling thing was how he was managing to keep himself upright. His ankles were wobbling like a top. Oh, I suppose the way his legs were spread so wide apart was giving him a little extra balance. I tried to move out of his direction, but before I could, he was on me like fleas on a dog, and we both went toppling over. That ice was hard. There we were clawing at one another, trying to get up. I think he was down more than up today, but we did manage to skate some, if that's what would count. You want to call it that, and that's all that counts. Pa never did venture out on the ice, and after a while we was froze to the bone and decided to go back in. Later that day we went home and Ma and her wet rug met us at the door with her yelling not to walk on it, but to walk on the plastic lining and towels she put down. Man, that woman's nuts. That woman was a menace to Saturdays, but she always thought of some chore, but Pa always knew how to get around it. We all left her to our spring cleaning, as she called it, and went down into the basement to find something to amuse ourselves with, ending up playing with Pa's old Lionel electric trains, with him supervising, that is. Next time, Valerie, I'll tell you about the great train wreck, but that was when Pa was not around. But I'm kind of sleepy now. Have a good night. I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Good night, Valerie.